You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, welcome here. We have made it. It is the championship race for season number 3 of the Lyft National Series, and we are here today at the Riki Raceway getting ready to kick off Rogers Championship weekend with the Rogers 300. I'm Brian here in the booth with you. Starting from the pole today, a non-playoff driver in the number 98 of Carter Joey. To his outside, another non-playoff driver as of last week, and that is Nick Martin in the number 27. As we get going here today, there will be 4 drivers who will battle it out for the title, and we are going to introduce them to you now as they will also carry our onboard cameras. The first of them is that number 02 of Scott Upton, of course the former Jello Cup Series champion. He's got 2 wins on the season, and he will be starting pretty far back, but he knows how to win in these pressure situations, and he knows how to win a title in these pressure situations. Look for him to make his way to the front as he will carry our Chevy onboard cam today. Next up, we've got the number 4 of Parker Smith. He will be starting about mid-pack today, a former Jello Cup Series driver in his first Lyft National Series season. And talk about excitement, he just wrapped up, I believe, knockout qualifying for the Jello Cup Series not too long ago. So, you know, he's riding that momentum after making the Cup Series field for tomorrow night's race. Look for him to make his way to the front and build on that momentum as well. Up next, we got another rookie, but this one has not gotten any Cup experience. Karen James in the number 65. Of course, this is the third straight Final Four, or third straight Championship 4 for Western New York Autosport here on the Lyft National side. Of course, Dan Hummel delivered on that the first 2 seasons of the Lyft National Series. And this season, Karen James, in her rookie season, she's having kind of a mirror season to Daniel Hummel, where she had no business making the playoffs, and she won the last regular season race in order to lock herself in. So, could she continue following in Dan Hummel's footsteps? We'll find out very, very shortly. And finally, the number 91, an unlikely candidate to make the Championship 4, seeing that we had Dennis Shelmerdine, you know, seemingly unstoppable, and Tyler Blurick just dangerously consistent. But Jordan Stewart joins the Championship 4 to spoil the party. Of course, 3 rookies, 1 veteran in the series, but Jordan Stewart has done pretty well for himself as well. So we will get to see which one of these 4 will be able to claim the 3rd ever Lyft National Series Championship. And again, we can't wait to bring it to you here on Tinkle Group Gaming tonight. With that, let's roll the intro. Let's not waste any more time. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, the starting lineup for tonight's race and the green flag in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go. The cars making their way off the banked pit lane here at Riki Raceway. The starting lineup will be on the left-hand side of your screen. All the Championship 4 drivers, by the way, highlighted in pink. And one thing to keep in mind, a big change from seasons past. The drivers in the Championship 4 cannot take bonus points. And big thing there, of course, meaning that if they lead the most laps or they lead a lap in general, it will not be a bonus point. It is going to come down to the highest finishing playoff driver. Okay, that means no ties as well for any of these drivers. Unlike in seasons past, we won't be showing you the entire race from high above, but we will show you as much as we can from that angle. Pace car is off, and for the final time in season number 3, Carter Joey, Nick Martin, they'll lead us to the restart zone. Green flag, we're underway at Riki. Big thing to keep in mind, I'm sure a lot of these guys were watching the Jello Cup Series session earlier today. Of course, LCQ and Top 10 Shootout occurred earlier. So definitely taking some notes, I'm sure. And they've all learned that that bottom lane is pretty much the way to go around this track. Battle for the lead, Alex Underwood. And he'll take it away with help from Nick Martin in the number 27. Alex Underwood's going to lead the opening lap. Karen James currently leading the championship at the moment. And you see Max Anderson there to the inside trying to make something happen. And Karen James is shoved high. She's going to have to find a place back in line. I just don't think she's going to be able to do it. Three wide. This is not what the 65 wanted to see. And she's really hung out to dry now. Keep in mind, I mean, Parker Smith, Jordan Stewart, Karen James, all series rookies. But Karen James, the big thing to note about that 65 is that she's a true series rookie, as is the 91 of Jordan Stewart. She has not raced at this level or higher. Parker Smith has run in the Jello Cup Series, so he has kind of a feel for things, as he also ran in the he didn't run the Championship 4, but he ran in the playoffs, so he has that playoff experience from the Jello Cup Series to fall back on. Karen James doesn't have that level of experience in the Lyft National or higher. And you see three wide right behind her. Let's go to the 4. Parker Smith is closing. Again, he's the highest running playoff driver right now, as Max Anderson just took the lead. And we're going to see here if there's going to be a pass for the championship lead. Again, a long race. Oh, the 4 moves up too. So now, the next car back is the 91, but where is the 02? The 02 is the only car on the inside right now. Or no, wait, the 91's back there. See, this might benefit Scott Upton if he can get those cars in front to close that gap and not allow the 4 or the 65 to get down there. Fitzwater leads right now But again, all eyes on the championship battle back here in the middle of the pack. And another thing to note, no Championship 4 driver has ever won the championship race. That's another thing to keep in mind as these guys are battling in the back. It's been a curse in this series. We have seen some curses end this season across both series. Could we see another one end? We will, of course, find out. Here we go. This is going to be the pass, and Scott Upton now in control of the Lyft National Series Championship. Don't count out the 65 just yet, or the 4. Again, still plenty of racing to go, as the new leader is LJ Toledo in the number 51. And the big thing is, of course, and I'm sure these drivers are getting preached at right now, is the patience. Again, it's still early in this championship battle. There's plenty of time to make up ground. And again, we're on a super speedway. You see these guys are racing in a pack. This is like Daytona Talladega style racing on a much shorter track. These guys know they've got plenty of time. And I'm sure that's being preached to them, and it's plenty of room. Well, unless you wreck, there's plenty of room for error in this race. As Dylan Ibrahimian will go to the race lead with help from the 8 of Reggie Fogelman, and Reggie will be running for the championship tomorrow on the Gel Cup Series side. Of course, Gel Cup Series Championship tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss that. And it was quite an exciting battle. Reggie Fogelman's going to be starting second in tomorrow night's race. And Fitzwater will also be starting in the top 10. Meanwhile, Ryan Durrani and the number 2, Dylan Young, they're going to have some work to do, as they're going to be starting toward the back of the field. And now Fogelman looking for the lead, and he will take it away. But don't look now. Scott Upton currently is the 5th car, now the 3rd car, or 4th car on that inside lane. And of course he's got his teammate back there, and you saw the 91 get pushed high. Again, that's Scott Upton's teammate, and you gotta wonder, with the 02 and the 23, maybe what was preached in the pre-race. Of course, Dennis Shelmerdine and Scott Upton are good friends, but also Nick Martin is back there in the 3rd Hour Motorsports car. You know, what was preached? Did they tell him, you know, just focus on trying to get the championship? Did they tell him, you know, race, you know, were there team orders is basically the biggest question. And I imagine seeing the 23 push that 02, there is a little bit of team orders going on right now. Try to help this 02 in any way, shape, or form to win the title. Of course, Our Motorsports had all 3 entries in the championship battle. Shelmerdine got eliminated last round, as did Nick Martin, but they did all make it to the round of 8, which there's something to say about that. As Scott Upton leads again, no bonus points for leading a lap. That's going to be a big thing to note here. Again, he cannot collect on bonus points. He still has to finish ahead of his opponents, where in the past, you were able to collect bonus points, and if you led the most laps and finished 1 spot behind the person you were battling for the title, you won the title. And you see back there, they were battling side by side, but now the 5 has cleared. That's Nikolai Sykes. And don't look back now. Oh, something's wrong with the 26. Michael Collins. An issue for them. Oh, wreck behind. 44 is around. That's Louis G. Jessica Strauss, Pretty Shaw. That'll bring out the first caution of the day here at Riki Raceway. Thankfully, I don't think anybody got some serious damage. We're halfway in the race. Scott Upton leads. Let's go see what happened. You see, they just pinch each other right off the corner here. And Louis G just up into the 1, into the 23. And they just go for a spin. A little bit of contact with Nick Martin. And Jordan Stewart might have gotten a slight piece of this as well. But thankfully, only 4 cars, and it doesn't, 4 or 5 cars, and it doesn't look like any of them got serious damage. Anyway, but real quick, before we go back racing here, let's get an onboard with Jordan Stewart and see what he saw, and maybe if he got any contact from that wreck. Here we go. We are on board with Jordan Stewart. Oh, he did get damage from that. You can see the hood kind of buckled up. We'll see how much that'll impact the 91 as we'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Getting ready for the restart here. Scott Upton, the Championship 4 driver, leading the race. Max Anderson second. Tim Randolph in third. Nikolai Sykes fourth. Austin Shaw in fifth. And as mentioned, Scott Upton is the race leader. In eighth right now is Parker Smith. The 65 of Karen James currently runs in the 22nd spot. And just ahead of her in the 91, Jordan Stewart running in 19th. And again, we'll see how much that damage impacts the 91 on this restart as the pace car is off. We're going to have 11 laps of racing to go here at Riki as they'll lead us to the restart zone. Green flag, we're back underway. The 45 looked like he wanted to jump the 02 on the outside. Not a smart decision. And you see right there that inside lane. Gonna freight train right by him. At least the top, or at least those 3 on the bottom. Austin Shaw back there, of course, last season's Gel Cup Series Championship 4 driver. Excuse me. And now the battle for the lead. Tim Randolph's going to take it without issue. We come to 10 laps of racing to go here at Riki. It's a 3-wide battle for the lead. Scott Upton, if he can lift just a little, he'd be able to slide down, and he's not going to take the opportunity as the 92, the teammate to Jordan Stewart, will make it a difficult. Max Anderson, the race leader right now. Again, Scott Upton leading the championship. But don't look now, that 4 of Parker Smith, of course, just barely hanging on to the lead draft. And you look a little further back, Karen James there trying to stay in the lead draft. Of course, they're all staying single file, maintaining speed. Jordan Stewart stuck on that high side. And thankfully everybody is together for the most part. Of course, all eyes on the 02 leading this championship battle right now. But you see Parker Smith in that second pack, pretty much a second pack. They are closing. Oh, this is not the situation Scott Upton wants to be in. Of course, he's got Jordan Stewart's teammate right in front of him. Oh, they are 3 wide. This Trek... Oh, man, he's going to get pushed high. And you see out the rear view, that 4 is growing closer and closer. You can even see it in the rear view mirror. Man, Scott Upton might be in trouble here. See Parker Smith using that bottom, trying to close up. He's got help from the 18 of Connor Breton. And look in Parker Smith's rear view mirror, that is the 65 of Karen James. It's essentially a 3-car battle right now for the title. Parker Smith on the bottom, trying to overtake Scott Upton. Look at this, the 3 of them in the vicinity of each other, with Jordan Stewart not too far back, hoping something happens up here. And there we go, Scott Upton slides down in front of him. We got 5 laps of racing to go. Scott Upton, keep in mind, we have never had a multiple-time champion before. And again, he's not won a Lyft National Series title, but Scott Upton is a former Jello Cup Series champion. Okay, Parker Smith, Karen James, Jordan Stewart have never won a championship on this channel. Scott Upton could be the first to win 2 championships in 2 different series on this channel. And he's 4 laps away from history. But he's got Karen James stalking him back there. Karen James, a late add to the playoffs. Much like her teammate Dan Hummel in season number 1. And she's going to look to do the exact same thing he did. As we come to 3 laps of racing to go at Riki. Does the 65 have anything for that 02? Again, it's pretty much become a 2-car race. Parker Smith pretty far back. I just don't think he's going to get there unless we get an overtime restart. 16, Dylan Ibrahimian looking for second. But don't look now. Scott Upton and Karen James are crawling into the top 5 as we speak. We come to 2 laps of racing to go here at Riki. And they're both right there. Scott Upton was fast earlier today on the Cup side, and he's showing that speed here on the Lyft National side. As Karen James looks low, but so does Daniel Gittero. How is this going to play out? Upton's going to keep the spot. Austin Shaw trying to be a teammate. He stays high. He stays high to try to help his teammate get around. White flag, 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And it looks like it's in the hands of Scott Upton for now, but Karen James not going away here in the closing laps. Alex Underwood looking for his 3rd win of the season. Here goes Karen James again to the inside. It's going to be a battle in 3 and 4 for the title. And Karen James, I just don't think she's going to get there. It's out of 4. Alex Underwood. He's going to hang on. He's going to get his 3rd win of the season here at Riki. Congratulations to the 68 of Alex Underwood. He is the race winner. More importantly, Scott Upton has made history. He is a Jello Cup Series champion, and now he can add Lyft National Series champion to his resume as well. It is his 2nd championship here with our Tinkle Group Gaming Series, and Scott Upton, a Lyft National Series champion in season number 3. Congratulations to the O2 team. They get the job done, and they win the title. As you take a look at your results, Alex Underwood, Scott Upton, Karen James, she was just so close but couldn't get the help from Daniel Gittero in 4th, right behind. Then you got Dylan Ibrahimian, Austin Shaw, Nikolai Sykes, Zachary Orlando, Max Anderson, Zach Fitzwater. They round out your top 10 as we take a look at the rest of your results. And real quickly, because I know a lot of you guys might not be in the Jello Cup Series race tomorrow, but I just want to take a moment and say thank you all for being a big part of season number 3 here of the Lyft National Series. Thank you all for signing up and sticking around. I hope this series was very entertaining to you. Again, I don't know the future right now. I know I've been kind of dangling it the last few seasons where I've said, you know, I just don't know if I'm going to do a next season. And I apologize for that. I wish I could give clearer answers as far as that goes. But again, I can't thank you all enough for being a part of this season. And if we do a next season, I hope to see you all then. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys for the Jello Cup Series event tomorrow. Meanwhile, here comes your point standings in just a moment. Again, thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye, everyone.